Hey guys, welcome to the channel for Everything Football and welcome back to the Prediction Show. MatchWeek 31 just ended. We're now into MatchWeek 32. The season is about to end. Long season, but it has been successful eventually with everything going on. And back again with the Prediction Show. This time around, I have Sulz with me, an Arsenal fan. How are you?
I'm very good. Obviously, we had a good win on the weekend. Everything's opened up again today for the people in England anyway. I was going to say the UK, but Wales and Scotland are still semi-closed. So yeah, guys, enjoy it. We've got freedom. That's what we asked for.
Yeah, so just before he gets out there, I have to get him on the prediction show before he starts enjoying life once again. So a lot of good results this week again. The likes of West Brom winning big, Arsenal winning big, Chelsea winning big. So the fixture schedule for next weekend is going to be a bit different because usually there's Saturday 4 games, Sunday 4 games, 2 games on Monday. But this week actually there's like 1 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, 1 on Friday, 2 on Tuesday because of the FA Cup fixtures this weekend. So everything will be scattered around. But as usual, we'll start with the predictions. I'll have the fixtures going down bottom. So the first game this week, it's actually on Friday night, and it's a big one. Everton against Tottenham. Everton just drew with Brighton 0-0, and Tottenham obviously being Tottenham, bottling a lead against United. So what's your prediction for this one?
Ooh. I think I've got is Calvert-Lewin back, because obviously he wasn't in this game. I'm not sure what the reasons behind it were. I'm gonna. We
haven't heard anything about him yet.
Yeah, I'm presuming he'll be back. I'm not sure why they kept him out, but I'm not gonna give a Spurs win. I can't do it. It's not in me. I'm gonna go 2-1 Everton.
2-1 to Everton. Obviously, this was like the first game of the season. And I remember Everton winning at the Tottenham Stadium 1-0. That was a very good start to the season for us as Arsenal fans. So I can see, I don't know, do you think Everton will finish in the top 6? Or do you think they are not able to?
I don't know, because obviously they've had a lot of key injuries in, like James Rodriguez missing a lot of the games, Decore, Alan, and then obviously they had Digne out for a bit, and then Richarlison picked up the injury in the same game. They can do it, but my only issue is how many more players are going to be missing in certain games. And I think they may just fall out to and this is going to be a bold prediction, but I do think Arsenal may just
I do too.
Edge it into because if you look at our running, it's pretty favourable, and I think we may just edge it into a top 6 and Everton miss out.
Yep, that's what I've always said. So for me, I'm going to go for a draw here. I'm going to go for Everton 2, Tottenham 2. Remember they played the FA Cup game and it ended 5-4 earlier, I think last month in the FA Cup. They beat them 5-4.
Really
that was a good game. So I'm going to go for 2-2 draw. The next game on Saturday this time is Newcastle against Lingard. Let's just say Lingard because it's not West Ham anymore. It's Newcastle against Lingard. What are you expecting in this? So Newcastle obviously winning against Burnley. West Ham on good form. Both teams feeling good about themselves. What are you expecting?
Ooh, I reckon. You know what? West Ham are my favourites for top 4. So they have to be Newcastle if they've got any sort of hope in getting top 4 football. And I just think the form they're on and the form that Newcastle are on, West Ham are going to have too much for them. And I think this is going to be quite a high score. I think it's going to be a 4-0 or a 4-1. I'll go with 4-1 West Ham.
4-1. That's a big win. That's a big win. Newcastle will be right back in the relegation picture again if they lose like that. I'm going to go for a West Ham win, but 2-1. 2-1 this time round. Then the last game, just 2 games on Saturday, is Wolves against Sheffield United. We saw how easy it is to play Sheffield United firsthand this past weekend. And for Wolves, a team that beat us home and away, surprisingly. So what do you expect in this game?
You know, Wolves always struggle to the bottom half. That's their problem. They need to start fixing. The top teams for them isn't a big issue. Obviously, they tend to get good results majority of the time. They just need to fix this. This is the sort of game where they tend to lose. But Sheffield just look like all they're doing is playing for a little bit of pride if they can. I'm going to go 1-0 win for Wolves.
1-0 win for Wolves. I can see a higher scoring game than that. Since Wolves, Crystal Palace, those kind of teams, and Arsenal this season, those kind of teams that just in the middle, you're not gonna get relegated, you're not gonna get top four, so you're just like waiting for the season to end, basically already in the beach. The likes of Crystal Palace and Wolves. So I think they'll win eventually, though. So 2-1 win for Wolves. The next one is our game on Sunday, early kickoff for once. We've not had many of this season. Early kickoffs like lunchtime and stuff, not many. So Arsenal against Fulham. This was the first game of our season. But the last time we played Fulham, I thought we were going to win the league. After that game, I was like 3-0. We are definitely going to win the league. But it didn't turn out that way. What are you expecting for Arsenal and Fulham?
This for me is a key to whether we are serious about the league or not. Not in terms of what the lineup will be, but just the result. Even if it's a 1-0, if we win this game, it'll show me that, okay, we're trying to be consistent and we have to beat Fulham. Like, there's no excuses. I know they're going to be fighting for their lives because of the relegation battle and everything. They've got a lot to play for, and Arsenal are playing for a little bit of pride and hopefully a top 6 finish. So we've still got things to play for. The score's going to be difficult because Fulham have come a long way since that game. But we tend to be good against Fulham, and we like to play Fulham because they're a team that likes to play football and they're not really let's just sit back. And we favour those games. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 win.
Okay, do you think the Thursday game will decide how we play on Sunday? Not in terms of the lineup, as you said, but in terms of, let's say we lose the Europa League. Do you think the mindset will be like, oh, well, we only have the league, we now have to be serious in the league? Or do you think if we lose the game, they'll be like, you know what, season over, and the confidence just goes low and low?
That's the million-dollar question, whether, you know, if a loss, I think they'll have to fight because they're going to know that, you know, even in the Europa League, I highly doubt they'll lose just because they know how much the Europa League is going to mean for their season. It's probably the best chance they have of getting some form of European competition. But I don't think their heads will drop. I think I don't think they'll lose, but if let's say they did lose, they will go all out. And I think the players will have to be fired up and give a response because a lot of them are already under fire from a lot of the fan base. And there's a lot of questions on the manager, on the players, and they're going to have to show us, especially if Fulham, like, no disrespect to Fulham. I'm not saying that, you know, they've not had, you know, they've not beaten teams or they can't beat teams, but it's just a team like Arsenal, especially with our aims and objectives of the season, we should be beating teams like Fulham comfortably. Yep,
I agree with the prediction. I'm going to go for 3-1 as well. Then the final game on Sunday, United against Burnley. Surprisingly, Burnley always does well at Old Trafford. I think the last 3 times they've gone there, maybe they've won twice, or 1 win and 1 draw, 2-2, 3-2. A lot of goals for them. So prediction.
It's always a tight one, this one. Obviously, Burnley do love to play United. And the problem is Burnley's style is something which United don't have answers for or haven't shown many answers for in this sort of low block, good defensive organisation. And then they just wait for their opportunity to attack. And that's what United really struggle with, is breaking that foundation. And for me, I really do think it's going to be a Burnley win. And I think they're going to win 1-0.
1-0. I can't see it. I think United will be motivated. Apparently, they still expect themselves to win the league. I was surprised because they're starting to look at the fixtures. If we win 6 games, City lose 4, we're going to win. So I think they'll go all out, and I think they'll win 2-1 here, probably a penalty somewhere. On Monday, Leeds against Liverpool. Now, can Leeds do the unthinkable and beat the last 2 Premier League champions back-to-back?
Ooh. They're beaten City obviously 2-1. Start of the season, they looked like they could have won. They could have drawn that game actually 4-4 if they really wanted to as well. Liverpool and Leeds are both a team that really just want to go at it with each other. And this is going to be a shock result for me. And I think Leeds are actually going to win this one. And I think this is going to be another, like, a 4-3, 3-2 kind of game. And but the prediction I'm going to give Leeds to win this 4-3.
Leeds to win 4-3. That was the score early in the season. Liverpool won 4-3. And Leeds always full of goals, and I wouldn't be surprised. But Leeds is kind of our biggest competition this season, surprisingly, in the 10th, 9th, 11th position. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw there. Then on Tuesday, Chelsea against Brighton.
Chelsea look really good now. I know the West Brom game obviously was, for me, a blip, and it needed to happen for them, just so we could see kind of how they respond to their season. And they've responded really well since then, obviously beating Porto, beating Crystal Palace on the weekend. And this is going to be another win for them. I see them winning this 3-1 and actually I'm going to go 3-0.
3-0. Brighton is a team that I think this game they've played against Everton, I think they had like 25 shots and didn't score, and that has been a story of their season. So I can see the same thing here. Maybe they'll score this time. So Chelsea 2, Brighton 1. Then Wednesday, Tottenham are actually going to play again. They're actually going to play their game earlier because they have a Carabao Cup final that's next weekend, so they have to play their game earlier. So midweek, Tottenham against Southampton.
Yeah, Southampton got absolutely battered today by West Brom, which I'm going to be honest, I didn't see that coming at all. Maybe a 1-0, but to lose 3-0, that is horrendous. But they tend to bounce back from these results, which is what I've seen under Hasenhüttl, especially when they've lost 9-0 twice. They've come back fighting after. So a result like the 3-0 today could be a motivation for them. It could be something which now they're going to look at Spurs and we really need to win this one. And I just don't see them doing it in this game. I think Spurs are probably going to win this one 2-1. It's going to be a hard-fought victory, but I think Spurs might just pull it out.
Yeah, it's funny you say you didn't expect that with Southampton, because I won't be 100% certain with the start, but one thing I know is they've conceded 3+ goals the most times in the league. I think it's either 9 or 10 times. That's the most in the league. They've conceded more than 3 goals, so they always concede a lot of goals.
Brom, a team that's struggling to score goals. I think that's why it's a shock. I could understand it if it was even Fulham or a Leeds something doing that to them, but for a West Brom who, let's be honest, they're good as probably relegated, but they may actually make a fight back. But yeah, no, I think it's just the fact it was West Brom that shocked me.
Yeah, I know it surprised you. That's West Brom 3 goals back-to-back games. That was the first time they've scored more than 3 goals in back-to-back games for 8 years. Can you imagine? 8 years. So I see why. So I agree with you. I can see a Tottenham win. I'm going to go for 3-1 to Tottenham. Then on Sunday, Aston Villa against Manchester City. Do you think Man City will get 3 points here, or do you think they'll give United more hope?
No, they're a team that once they lose, they fire back. Like literally, they come, they really do fight back, and they're a team that's going to be very, very motivated. They rarely lose 2 games in a row, especially under Pep Guardiola, and I think they'll be motivated. They've got one of the deepest squads in the league, so even if they needed to rotate or rest players, they still can do that and still get a result. Obviously, Aston Villa are still without Grealish. I believe he's still injured for a little bit. And without Grealish, they just don't seem to have that cutting edge or that moment of spark that they need. I know Ollie Watkins has provided that, but for me, I think City, especially because they lost, they're just going to be on a different level. And I think they're really going to come and win this one like a 4-0.
4-0 to City. I'm going to go for 3-1 to City, and then just a quick prediction on Leicester West Brom score.
2-0 Leicester on that one. I think
2-0 to Leicester. Okay, I'm going to. Well, this is a West Brom team that has scored 8 goals in the last 2 games. So it's a score that is firing. So I'm going to go for Leicester 3, West Brom 2. So those are your predictions for this week. So we'll go to the questions I always ask every single week, Styles. And the first one is, how many penalties will be awarded this week?
Definitely one, because United are obviously playing. How many penalties? Okay, I'm just trying to look through to see where the penalties could be rewarded. I'm going to go with 3 penalties this whole game week.
3. A lot of people have gone for 3 on this show. Total number of goals to be scored this match week. Still, no one has ever gotten this spot on. The closest was someone predicted 26 goals, and there were 25. So, in the 10 games, how many goals do you think will be scored?
10 games. You got Spurs, Everton. I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, there's Liverpool Leeds, so that could be a high scoring goal. Arsenal playing Fulham, which can. I'm going to go 30.
30. Okay, and then which team will score the most goals?
You know, if you say which match would have the most goals, that's easy to answer. But
yeah, which team?
Our team will have the most goals. I'm going to go Arsenal on this one. I actually do think they may actually pull it out the bag with a lot of goals. Is it goal difference or just how many they score? No, so even if it's 5-4,
just how many goals? Yeah, the one that scores the most goals.
Yeah, I'm going to go Arsenal then.
Arsenal, okay. And then which team will definitely keep a clean sheet?
Oh, that's hard. That's really hard. That's very hard. I'm going to go Chelsea to keep a clean sheet.
Chelsea to keep a clean sheet. And then the last question, 3 players to definitely score.
Definitely score. That's tough. I'll give one as Kane. I reckon. I'm just trying to think who Chelsea would definitely. I'm gonna go with Lacazette. No, actually, no. I'll go Martinelli. Sorry, I'm gonna go with Martinelli. I think he'll start this game. And Mohamed Salah.
Mohamed Salah. Thank you for that. We'll see after the game week. It's a long game week. It's actually stretching past 8 days from the first game to the last game. So thank you for coming on, man. Make sure you follow him on Let's Debate Footy. Does amazing content. Follow him on Twitter as well. I'll leave his link in the description. Match week 32, the 8th last match week of the season. Let's see how it goes. Thank you for watching. Keep staying safe. And I'll catch up with you guys later.